join the class. Okay, let me share. Share the class. So today we're going to introduce the class about the mixed economy. Okay, guys, we're going to talk about the mixed economy. Now, next week we're gonna go into deeper to this topic. But as I said, it's the mix of the best of the command economy and the best of the market economy. They merge together and they produce something that is called mixed economy. So I'm gonna use these 4 videos in order to introduce this class, okay? So the first video, they're gonna talk about what is a mixed economy, and also they're gonna give you some brief advantage and disadvantage of this mixed economy. Now the second video is going to talk about the characteristic of this economic system. The third is going to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of this mixed economy. The last one is going to talk about a term, 3 terms basically. The first one is enterprise system, and the other one is supply and demand. These 3 topics that is we're gonna need it for this chapter, guys. Okay. Now remember, I just wanna remind you that you need to complete all the assessment and the vocabulary. So far, you should have in your notebook, Gustavo, you should have in your notebook, Ariano Campo, Monica de la Rosa, you should have in your notebook completed a vocabulary and assessment from introduction to the economy system. The second one is command economies. That is a vocabulary and the assessment of the command economy. The third topic is market economy. So you should have in your notebook the vocabulary about this topic, market economy, and also the assessments, guys. Okay. Now this week we're going to start the 4th topic, that is about economies. That talks about. Sorry, what did you say?
Usted no ha mandado para mandar ese assessment, ¿verdad?
No, this one, no, not this one, not the one that we are introducing so far, no. But everything is already in the platform. Remember, you don't have a book. You don't have a book. I am the one who provides you all the PDF.
No, pero por eso, usted cuando nos va, usted no ha abierto una cosa donde diga mandar todos los assessments, ¿verdad?
No, don't worry. Eventually, the thing is that you should have it already. You should have it. Maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks, I'm gonna say, okay, you have to send it, but you have to have it ready. That's what I mean. Got it? Got it? Okie dokie, perfect. Okay, now let's begin the class and let's watch these videos, guys, okay?
Welcome to the Mr. Sin channel. Today we're going to be looking at a mixed economy. Now make sure you've checked out the other videos of a command economy, a traditional economy, a market economy, and communism, socialism, and capitalism. All those videos will be important for you to do well on your quizzes and tests in this unit. Now, enough of me talking, let's figure out what's going on in a mixed economy. A mixed economy is the most popular economy in the developed world today. It's actually kind of like Hannah Montana's song, you know, you get the best of both worlds. It takes some of a command economy and some of a market economy and puts them together. And then what it forms is this mixed economy. Now, what that means is the government is involved in the economy, but the individual consumers and also our businesses are as well. Our 3 basic economic questions get answered by all parties. The government has some say in it, the consumers have some say, and the businesses have some say. Everyone has a part. And the goal of this is to make sure that there isn't too big of a divide between the rich and the poor, and that people have the support they need to succeed in the society. At the same time, though, it is still up to the individual to work hard and achieve on their own merit. So there's a lot of different things going on in this economic system. Now, this economy has a lot of advantages. It still has people who get to decide what they want to do. It still lets consumers buy what they want to buy. And it also gives the power to the government to regulate and make sure that we're moving in the right direction. Now, that's normally where the controversy gets in, and we'll get into that in class of what the government should do or shouldn't do. Now, on the other hand, there are some disadvantages, and that is some people still could get bored and they could check out. And by bored, I don't mean like, oh, there's nothing to do here. What I mean is, oh, I don't like there's restrictions and I'm not going to innovate as much. Eventually, you might hit a spot where, well, it doesn't make sense for me to keep making more. Maybe I'm going to get taxed more. Or all of a sudden, then the government gets involved and I lose control of parts of my business. And so there's different things that could happen in this economy that might stifle innovation and growth. And those are some of the disadvantages. But overall, right now, this is the most popular economic system. In fact, the United States, we use this system right now. We have a mixed economic system. We don't have true capitalism and we don't have true socialism or communism. We have a mixed economy. Now, this was a really quick look at a mixed economy, but make sure you can explain what it is, how it differs from the other types of economies we've talked about, how it can answer the 3 basic economic questions, and some advantages and disadvantages. That'll be important when we get to our quizzes and tests.
Now, let's see about the characteristics of this mixed economy, guys. Now let's see the advantage and disadvantage, guys. talk to you about the enterprise system and demand and the, let me stop this. Demand and supply. Those terms are needed to handle in this topic, guys. Okay, let's watch it.
Today we're going to be talking about the law of supply and demand and the free enterprise system. By the end of the video, there are 4 questions you'll need to be able to answer. So let's get started. While you're watching this video today, if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to get to them as soon as possible. And while you're at it, if you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe so you are notified about future History with Miss H videos. At the end of the video, you should be able to tell me, 1, what is the free enterprise system? 2, what are the 5 pillars of the free enterprise system? 3, what is the law of supply and demand? And 4, what is the government's role in the economy? The free enterprise system is an economic system in which the government has little to no involvement. In theory, that means the government largely stays out of the economy of the country or state. Towards the end of the video, we'll talk about what that looks like in real life. The free enterprise system is built upon 5 pillars or big ideas. The first pillar of the free enterprise system is private enterprise. This means businesses are run by individuals, not the state or national government. Some examples of private enterprises you may be familiar with include Google, Netflix, Disney, and a local favorite, H-E-B. The next pillar of the free enterprise economy is profit motive. This means that private enterprises operate to earn a profit or money. Businesses' goals are to end the year with more money than they began, and that their income exceeds how much they spend. The third pillar of the free enterprise system is competition. That means there is more than one company performing a similar service or selling similar goods. For example, there are multiple companies that sell shoes. We don't all have to wear Nikes. We have choices. The fourth pillar of the free enterprise system is private property. This means citizens have an opportunity to own their own property. This can include a house, a car, or even the latest iPhone. And the final pillar of the free enterprise system is customer sovereignty. Remember, sovereignty is just a fancy word for power. So customer sovereignty means the customers have the power in the economy. By making choices about what to buy, where to buy it, and what companies to support, the consumer, or you and me, drive the economy. Another key component in the free enterprise system is the law of supply and demand. Ideally, according to supply and demand, the amount of a product or good available, the supply, directly equals the amount of the product that people want to buy, or the demand. It doesn't always happen though. Take toilet paper as an example. Now, typically, the supply and the demand for toilet paper are even. The amount of toilet paper available matches the amount of toilet paper people want to buy. That keeps the price relatively even. You can predict how much a pack of toilet paper is going to cost at a grocery store. Right now, though, in April 2020, it's not the case. The demand for toilet paper is much higher than the supply. And in some places, that's causing the price of toilet paper to go up. Now, in theory, these economic components all work together with no government involvement, and the consumer truly rules the economy based on the choices they make. However, in real life, the government does have a limited role in our economy. For example, the government passes and enforces laws to make sure businesses run fairly and safely. During the Progressive Era, the government passed laws that required factories to meet basic safety standards to protect factory workers. They also passed laws limiting child labor to make sure children were safe from dangerous working conditions in places like factories and mines. The government also passes laws to ensure that there is competition in the market. Have you ever played Monopoly? I don't know about you, but I hate that game. And the government stops our lives from becoming real-life Monopoly by ensuring that more than one company offers a good or service. In Texas, for example, James Hogg created the Railroad Commission to keep railroad companies from having a monopoly and raising prices to ship goods and transport people. Even today, the government gets involved in the economy for multiple reasons. Can you think of another example when the government intervened in the economy? We'll talk about that next time I see you in class. And if you enjoyed this,
Okay, let's stop right here. Now, this is applause, guys. I wanted to project this video that talks about the top 10 economies that are going to be on top in 2050. Let's watch it, guys.
In today's time, we can see world economy is changing in very rapid pace. Countries which were considered the poorest in the world are now developing so fast that they are giving tough competition to the developed world, and one of the shining examples is China. In the last few decades, it is continuously outperforming developed countries in various fields, with other countries are also in the same path. It is sure that in future they will eventually become dominant. So in this video, you are going to see future projections of economies for the year 2050 based on GDP, PPP data. But before we begin, do not forget to subscribe and press the bell icon so never miss any updates. So let's begin. At number 10, United Kingdom. United Kingdom was the first country in the world to start modern industrialization, which made them a dominant world power, but now they have lost most of their glory, and in future economically this country will slip to 10th position in 2050 from its 9th position in 2019, but its GDP will slowly rise to $5.4 trillion from $3.1 trillion of this year. At number 9, Germany. After huge losses in past, Germany is one of the countries that has become leader in high-end technological field and become a great power with its GDP mostly composed of exporting these high-end products. In 2019, Germany has a GDP of $4.5 trillion and ranks 5th globally, but in 2050 its rank will go down to 9th position with GDP of $6.2 trillion. At number 8, Japan. Japan is famous for its hardworking and intelligent population and considered as a hub for futuristic technologies such as robotics and artificial intelligence, and also a leader in global car manufacturing alongside with Germany. In 2019, Japan is the 4th largest economy in the world with a GDP of $5.75 trillion, but with large aging population, it will grow slowly, which will eventually slide Japan's global rank to 8th position, and its GDP will see increment to $6.1 trillion. At number 7, Mexico. Mexico, a Latin American country which has established itself as a major economic power, as Mexico manufactures and exports the same amount of goods as the rest of Latin America combined. In 2019, Mexico is the 11th largest economy in the world, and in the year of 2050, it will become the 7th largest economy with GDP of $6.7 trillion from its $2.6 trillion GDP of this year. At number 6, Russia. Russia is currently considered as a great power as it has major military strength and superiority in technological fields, but currently due to various sanctions applied, Russia is not growing as fast as world expected before. Russia has one of the largest sources of natural resources in the world, as it is the largest country in the world by landmass. This year, Russia has GDP of $4.3 trillion, which makes it the 6th largest economy in the world, and it will remain at this position until 2050 with a staggering GDP of $7.1 trillion. At number 5, Brazil. Brazil is the only South American country in this list, and it has the largest economy in that region. It has a great tourism industry as well as manufacturing industry. In the past, Brazil's economy was one of the fastest growing, but its economy has become a middle-income trapped economy with low foreign investments. And this year, Brazil has a GDP of $3.5 trillion, which is 8th largest in the world, and it projects that in Brazil starts to become stable again, it will reach a GDP of $7.5 trillion, which will make Brazil 5th largest economy in 2050. At number 4, Indonesia. Indonesia has the largest economy in the Southeast Asia and is one of the emerging market economies of the world. The country is also a member of G20 and classified as a newly industrialized country with an average growth rate of 5% in the last year. Currently, Indonesia is the 7th largest economy in the world with GDP of $3.8 trillion, but its economy is hugely dependent to domestic consumption, but experts say that it will change and Indonesia will become 4th largest economy in 2050 with GDP of $10.5 trillion. At number 3, United States of America. As we know, United States is one of the largest economies in the world, and its economy is based on technological innovations with high amount of exports and domestic consumption of this technologically advanced products such as semiconductors, software, weapons, and cars. In 2019, USA had a GDP of largest exporter of goods around the world, from mobile phones to industrial machinery. It has every area covered, and it is mostly called.
So China is gonna be number 1. Okay, let's see if it's true, but I think yes, it is. They're trying to get that position long time ago. Okay, guys, we don't have enough